What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of FTB Infinity on the HermitCraft server. So guys, since last episode, I've been doing some testing here in the IC2 base area. One of those things is actually, I got information from a comment from Horrid1999. Actually, he left this comment in a couple of videos, but turns out the reason why this mass fabricator was so fast and this one wasn't very fast at all were these transformer upgrades. And I had no idea, because before in Industrial Craft 2, you'd put in these transformer upgrades and it really wouldn't affect the speed. It would just allow it to grab more power at a time. But you can see that the progress is going really slow. If we remove one of those, the progress starts going faster. If we remove another one, it goes faster yet. And finally, without any of those transformer upgrades in there, we're going at the same speed as the one right next to it is going. Wow, I had no idea. So off camera, I have installed yet another mass fabricator. We now have 3 of these guys going, all feeding our one replicator over here. It's still not enough to keep this thing going fully. If we wanted to make iridium full blast faster than the replicator can make it, I think we're going to have to add at least 2, maybe 3 more of these mass fabricators. I don't think we're quite there yet. I was looking over here at our recyclers, and I think we're running into the same problem. You see how the power keeps jumping down, coming back up? I think that's because it's waiting for larger packets because of these transformer upgrades. Now, if we get rid of those, it stays full power the entire time. Well, almost, okay? Let's go ahead and remove all these transformer upgrades from all these machines. Yeah, that's too bad. I was really under the impression that IC2 required these things. At least they did in the past. Things have been changed now. So, apparently we don't need these as much as we used to. It looks like the power still is kind of fluctuating a little bit. I think that'll even itself out. What's important, though, is that this is going through all of the cobblestone that we're generating a stack at a time from our igneous extruders up above. It's going through that stack faster than the igneous extruder can make another stack. So that means in order to make this go any faster, we're gonna have to add more cobblestone production. I don't know if I really want to add much more cobblestone production. I think we've reached a point right now where we can kind of just let things go. We don't need to keep upgrading it. We got a lot of mass fabricator stuff happening. If we look at our terminal, we currently have 302 iridium in our system. I have made a bunch more solar panels since last episode. So this is kind of what we're looking like right now as far as solars go. This one solar panel, 512, this is going to the matter replicator. These, what is that, 6 of them, is going to one mass fabricator. And then these over here are going to the other 2. These 3 right here, I just installed a little bit ago. These are powering our recyclers. And then over here, I had a couple more, and then I realized the recyclers needed more power, so I moved them. But these 2 ultimate hybrids are powering our molecular transformer. So this is going straight into Cenarium. Why is that not being pulled out? Oh, I have a thing set. Okay, let's fix that. Yeah, I switched this over from doing the small pieces to the large pieces, since we are now at a point where we can make free power all the time, and we don't have to worry about setting up like this conversion stuff. Yeah, we can just go ahead and do the large pieces. We have plenty of the smaller ones in the system. Let me go ahead and set that whitelist like that. So that should now go into the system automatically. Cenarium, we have 2,310 of the smaller bits, and then those 7 of the larger ones. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I would like to make this go faster, and people have told me in the comments as well that this actually accepts more than the 2,000 EU a tick we're giving it. I don't know what the maximum power is, but it looks like we can keep adding on solars and this number goes up. So if we need to make those faster, I can just go ahead and make more solars in the future, and we can power this a little bit faster. Okay, some other things I was looking at. Over here back at the mass fabricator area, I was back here adjusting some of these pipes. Wait, there's a hole in the wall here. Why is there a hole? Oh, I have a laboratory block on me. Let's go ahead and plug that hole. Yeah, so I was looking at this stuff, and I saw that we had a reinforced servo here, one here, all extracting the fluids from our mass fabricators. And they're all going over here to the replicator. So I thought to myself, it'd probably be a good idea if we just went ahead and replaced those with a resonant retriever, because that way we can save 3 of these servos and just have the 1 retriever going. Wait, where'd those go? Oh, I think they popped through the floor. There they are. Got them. So yeah, I was thinking we would do it this way, where we'd have the 1 retriever. We'd just set that to ignore, and this will pull fluid. It's supposed to pull fluid from every connected device over here. But, as you can see, this guy right here is gaining. Yep. This is kind of like the same problem. Well, not really a problem. The same reason why this guy I had set to round robin, because that way it'll pull out of this one, then this one, then this one. They'll all get the scrap removed from them in order. Unfortunately, when this is set to, or I guess when the retriever is going, it doesn't have that round robin option. It's just pulling from the closest inventory. So it's always pulling out of this one. Maybe it's not always pulling out of this one. How is that working? Is it just pulling out of the middle one? I guess it's only pulling out of that middle one for some reason. Yeah, this one's gaining and that one's gaining. It's just not working as I would expect. So, no, we won't use the resonant retriever, unfortunately. I wish there was a round robin option for that, but doesn't appear so. So we'll go back to the reinforced servos. We'll just go ahead and push all the fluid out. Just put that redstone signal to ignored. And that'll fill up our tank over here. So now we got a little bit of a buffer. So this is now going max speed, which is actually kind of slow. I wish we could speed these up, but I don't think you could put in upgrades in here. I saw you can put in transformer upgrades, but I don't really think that does anything as far as this machine is concerned. But yeah, looks like our iridium production is going to be fine. We can just leave this alone for a while. We have plenty of power right now powering everything. Mass fabricators are going at maximum speed. Like I said, the next thing we could do is just add more mass fabricators to try and speed up our replicator. But we really don't need to do that right now. We'll look at that sometime in the future, trying to max everything out. So last episode, we were kind of looking at the RFTools stuff, and I was researching some dimlets. Well, since then, I turned on my Enderman spawner, and I collected about 5,000 unknown dimlets. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I need to turn that back on so we have a few more in the system, because I went ahead and I researched all of those unknown dimlets, but we are going to need a few of those today. So let's turn our Enderman spawner on. Another thing, oh, I have missed a piece of dark glass here. Let me go ahead and fix that real quick. Yeah, another thing, I had this Enderman spawner going, and I was over at my main base AFK just doing whatever, and I came back here, and there's Enderman all over this dome. Like, they jumped out of this spawner. I'm not really sure why that happened, but yeah, somehow they teleported out. It's just not good. So I'm keeping an eye on it. I did have mana glass all around the edges, so maybe it was just letting too much light through or whatever, and the Enderman didn't like that. But yeah, I've replaced all that mana glass back again with dark glass, hoping to keep them in there. In fact, I could probably do the floor with the dark glass as well. Let's see if that helps solve that problem. Just a quick replace rate like that. Okay, yeah. Okay, we'll let that go. If I find more Endermen around, we'll have to figure out a better way to actually keep those guys contained. But yeah, I've never seen any other mobs like do that before. I've never had an Enderman spawner where they teleported out. I just found that really weird. But anyway, last episode we were messing around with those unknown dimlets. And like I said, I have researched all of the unknown dimlets since then. We got 5,000 extra ones from the Enderman spawner. Just trying to clean up my inventory real quick. And put the wrench away as well. Okay, very good. So, we can look at the rarity again. We have a whole bunch of level 5 rarity ones. I think we got some new ones in here since last episode. In fact, I'm pretty sure we did. You see we got multiples of these. We got like 4 of some of them or whatever. Haste 2, Regeneration 2. We got all the different Thaumcraft infused stone dimlets, which is pretty cool. Absorption 2, which I believe is just giving you a few additional yellow hearts or whatever. Harm dimlet, I'm not sure if that's just like void damage or what. Yeah, I'm not really sure what that is. Blazing pyrotheum, that's interesting. Destabilized redstone. Peaceful dimlet, so that would, I would imagine, make it so no mobs can spawn. Damage boost 3, dimlet jump 3, Water breathing, wither 2. I don't think we'd want that negative effect. Saturation 2 actually would be kind of cool because that means we'd always be full. We'd never have to worry about food. Yeah, let's see. Uranium ore, nether uranium ore. Yeah, we got some good things in here. But I was looking, we don't have any rarity 6 ones, unfortunately, so we never got the UU matter. So what people were telling me in the comments, I asked, for some help on RFTools in the last episode. People said that you can't get rarity 6 from researching dimlets, which makes sense because I put over 5,000 dimlets through our researcher here, and we didn't get one. We didn't get any rarity 6 ones. But what they told me is that I'm going to need an item called a dimlet scrambler. So what the dimlet scrambler does, well, let's actually go ahead and just make one real quick. I don't know if I have any repeaters. I'm just going to make a bunch. Out of redstone torches. Okay. Machine frame. We'll make a bunch of these because I'm sure we're going to need those. I'm just going to click those in there. I don't think we're going to make any patterns for these things. Yeah, see, this requires unknown dimlets. How many do we have in the system now? Only 14? I guess 18 now. So the dimlet scrambler, what this is supposed to do is when you put in 3 different types of dimlets, it'll randomly give you a different one. So I've also heard if you put in like the high tier ones, you're likely to get a high tier or the next tier up. So I think that's something I want to try. Let's go ahead and grab a tesseract here. We need to provide this thing with a little bit of power. I'm not sure what this one is set to. Energy mode receive only, so this should have power now. Well, it's gaining power. Why is there an ender pearl in here? How did they get an ender pearl in there? Oh, this thing was receiving, right, receiving items. Okay. That had me confused for a second. So rarity 5. Let's take some of these that we have multiples of, like resonant ender dimlet and fire resistance dimlet and order infused stone dimlet. Let's go and throw those in here and see what happens. So it does a little spinny thing. And that gives us a rarity 0 dimlet. Okay, well, scrambled. Maybe I was wrong with putting in the top tier ones. Let me just go ahead. Here's a bunch of rarity 0 ones. 1, 2, 3. Let's put those in the scrambler and see what happens. Oh, I got stacks of those. I didn't mean to do stacks. Yeah, these are all rarity 0. And this gives us a rarity 1 dense twilight forest. Interesting. So I don't know if it's just a random dimlet or if it's based on the rarity. I thought it was based on the rarity. But now we got a rarity 2. So we got a 0, then a 1, then a 2. Is it going to give us a 3 this time? No. Okay. I was wondering if it would do like some kind of a pattern. Not really sure how these things work. Enchanted forest. Okay, so maybe what we need to do is just take all of our dimlets and throw it automatically into this and see, well, all the dimlets we don't want. Throw it automatically in this and see if we get one that we do want. Molten lead dimlet. Nope, that is still not it. We haven't seen higher rarity dimlet yet. Dimlets are digit 7. Okay, well that is not doing what I wanted it to do. How many of these digits do we have? I'm not sure what a digit is, to be honest. Oh, press shift. This dimlet has no effect on the dimension, but it can be used to get new unique dimensions with exactly the same dimlets. Interesting. Okay, got it. We can just go and put all these guys back in the system. So our dimlet researcher, oh yeah. It says infused 0%. So apparently when you go to an RFTools dimension, there's special ore that only spawns in the RFTools dimension. And you can fortune that ore and then infuse these machines. And that infusing bonus reduces the power consumption, which is pretty cool. We don't really care about power consumption at this point in the game, but if we make a dimension that has all sorts of rare dimlets and it's costing hundreds of thousands of RF per tick, we might care at that point. I don't know if that actually affects the RF a tick per dimlet. It might. Okay, so there's a few things I want to do. We're going to need, let's see, There's actually an RFTools Dimension manual. We got a little book here. So that's kind of neat. I didn't know that existed. So this book should tell us everything we need to know about building a dimension. So introduction to dimension building. There's a lot of pages here. It's going to be a lot of reading on that. Dimensional theory. Oh, is this all the same thing? Dimlets coding the world. Okay, yeah, this is just a table of contents for all of those. So yeah, there's a bunch of different things that we need or that we can read about. So I'll probably do that a lot off camera. Let's see, what else do we need here? I believe in order to make a dimension, we're gonna need an empty dimension tab. This guy right here. So that's paper and redstone. Extremely easy to make. So we'll make one of those. So let's see. We're gonna need a dimension inscriber. I have some notes written down. Dimension inscriber? Maybe I'm spelling this wrong. Oh, it's inscriber with an E. Is that how you spell inscriber? I thought it was with an I. I don't know. Maybe there's two different variants of that word. Okay, dimlet inscriber. We will go ahead and make you. Is there anything else that we're gonna need? We're gonna need a dimensional builder. So let's make one of these. So that requires diamonds, emeralds, ender pearls, and gold. So it's not too expensive at this point in the game. Maybe at the start it would be expensive. So we're gonna need a matter transmitter. So let's go ahead and make one of these. So this is how we actually warp to a brand new dimension. So we'll go ahead and, oops, I needed to shift click that. So we'll need one of these to actually warp to a new dimension. And we're also going to need a dialing device. And then there's also a matter retriever if we want to use RFTools to warp back. But what we'll probably end up doing is using our charm of dislocation. This has soulbound. In fact, all of our tools have soulbound on it, and our armor does too. So if anything bad happens, we'll be able to get back here. Well, we'll be able to respawn and still have all of our stuff on us. So dialing device, another machine frame, some redstone torches, which we are out of. Let's make a stack of those. And redstone, yeah, not too bad. Okay, so now we got some stuff made here. I think, no, flux duct. Let's go ahead and grab some of these. I'm gonna break these things. We're gonna set these up in a different spot. Let's just set them up over here so they're not all in the way. So Tesseract we'll place right there. Again, this is all like temporary stuff. I'm just checking this out for now. I don't know if we're gonna set up a complete area for this RF tool stuff or if we're just going to make a dimension that we want, warp there, and then tear everything down, and then just use our charm of dislocation. I really don't know what we're doing just yet. So we're gonna need all these machines actually. Let's just go ahead and start setting them up. So dimension builder. We're gonna need a dialing device. We're gonna need matter transmitter. Let's see. Oh, there's also one more thing that we wanted. We wanted a destination analyzer, which will tell us if the dimension we're going to is bad. Like if we warp there, it'll kill us or whatever. So we're definitely gonna want one of those. So we want destination analyzer. This guy right here. So a few more ender pearls and another machine frame. So I'm not entirely sure how all these machines talk to each other. Let's see. Oh, Biffa's base. Okay. How do I set this to be private? I don't know. But I see Biffa's base on here. Access private. Let's say Hypno's base. Or do I put it down here? Escape. Does that show up here? Okay, Hypno's base. is right here. So I guess this is like the local ones. And these are the other ones, I'm assuming. I'm not entirely sure how these work. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Okay. So we put our empty dimension tab here. A new world awaits. And then we're gonna fill this up with our dimlets that we want to make our world out of. So I tell you guys what, let's make a cut. I'm going to figure out a few dimlets to put in here to get our very first world going. I believe we take that, we stick it over here. It's gotta build the dimension. And then I think once it's in here, this maintains the power, and then we're free to warp to it once we select our destination with this machine. But yeah, like I said, let me make a cut. I'm gonna get some dimlets together, try and build a world for us, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so I went ahead and I put some dimlets in here. I think these are all the ones we're going to need. So we're starting with the material none, liquid none. So we're not putting any additional stuff in the world. We're doing a terrain flat, but I'm not specifying a biome. Sky normal day, sky normal night, sky normal fog, sky body none, mob default, effect saturation. I figure we'll throw that in there just so we're using a little bit of RF a tick. So it's 30,000 RF a tick, I suppose, for this to actually be maintained, which I'm pretty sure we can handle. Features none dimlet, structure dungeon dimlet. I thought we'd throw those in there. Maybe we'll find some extra loot. So yeah, we'll go ahead and give this a try. So let's call this flat, RFTools flat 1, right? It's just a dimension for testing. So let's go ahead and store. Okay, so now we have a realized dimension tab. So this has all of the things that we put in there. Great. So I believe we just have to come over to our dimension builder, throw this in here. This is going to use a bit of power to create our dimension. Ooh, looks like it's going to take a bit of time for this to actually create. I wonder if there's a way I could put more RF into this machine. Maybe if I connect multiple sides to it. I'm not sure if that does anything. No, I don't think so. I think we're just gonna have to wait. Okay, so let's go ahead, wait for this dimension to be realized, or the dimension to be built, or whatever it's doing. But yeah, let's go and wait for that, and we will look at actually dialing to that dimension. So I'll see you guys in just a minute. Alright guys, so our world, our realized dimension has been realized. It says it's ready. It is powering up. I think we're ready to go at this point. So we need to select the dialing device. Let's see. Test RFTools flat. This is the one we made. Not favorited. Can I favorite it? Favorite? What does that do? I don't know. So if we go from Hypno's base, I assume. Okay, so that highlights that thing. And how do we do this? Okay, here we go. Dial. Start a connection between the selected transmitter and the selected receiver. Dial OK. So, yeah. The destination analyzer, I believe, is what makes this color beam. So when it's dialed, it makes a beam. The different colors. Yellow, I believe, means that the world is ready, but it's not chunk loaded. Green means that it is chunk loaded, and then red means it's death, so don't go there. So I'm pretty sure all we have to do is just go through the dimensions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all my things that I don't want to be killed or lost, or if I should die. Everything else has soulbound on it, so I should get that back. Should I die? Do I have baubles? Maybe I'll take these rings off and put those away. Soulbound and everything else. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Well, maybe the Traveler's Glove. This stuff will come back with me. Oh no, that had Soulbound on it, but I don't think Soulbound works. And this glove really doesn't work either. When you log out and log back in, you have to take it off and put it back on. I really should just leave that off. Anyway, I think we're ready to go. Let's go ahead and jump in here. Whoosh. Alright, so what do we got here? Mining fatigue, but we do have saturation. Kind of. I think we're a little lagged here. Oh, we got some slowness. I think my armor is getting rid of all those negative effects, which is kind of cool. So this should be just a random flat world. I didn't specify anything as far as the features go. Is that a creeper riding a spider? Is that a... Or is that a hat? No, I guess that's a legit creeper. Or at least the head's not moving. Yeah, that's a creeper. So I think what I want to do, let's go ahead and set a destination here. So this is the matter retriever. If we wanted to get back, we'd have to do add new. RFTools. Yeah, okay. So if we wanted to get back, we'd have to have the matter transmitter here, and we'd have to power it and all of that stuff. But since we're just going to be using our warp thing, it doesn't really matter. So let's take a look around this age real quick. Well, I guess it's not an age, it's an RFTools Dimension. One thing I am interested in finding are those little buildings that should be appearing around here. There's one right here next to the oil. Yeah, there are these buildings here, and these contain dimlets and a chest with more dimlets in it, which is pretty cool. I saw that there are mobs around. I really don't want things to get ruined around here. So yeah, here's some green sky color and then some unknown dimlets. Okay, and then these guys right here, we can just pop these off. I'm not sure what these are. We'll figure that out. So biome extreme hills edge, material packed ice, and mob bat dimlet. So this is another way to get these dimlets other than the researching ones. I've heard that the ones that you find here are actually the rare ones. I'm not entirely sure if that is true or not. That spider over there is like on fire. I want to see that real quick. I guess that's just the normal stuff that we see from mobs. What is that? Did that just say fiery spider or something? I can't read that. Yeah, fiery spider. Okay. So yeah, we have to go around to these different buildings. There's also these blocks here that we can get dimensional pattern 1 block. I'm not sure how many other patterns there are. It says it's currently harvestable, so let's harvest them. Zombie. Can we do anything with that? Can we uncraft it? Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. How about uses? So we can turn those into facades and covers. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the only way you can get these. So what I want to do as well is I want to go down underground. Let's try and find a spot. So many mobs around. Those guys just spawned. Let's dig down all the way to bedrock. Yep. Okay, so if we go to our draconic staff of power, we can do size. Bump that all the way up. And we want the depth all the way up too. Okay. So we're going to be getting a lot of stuff in our inventory. I think what I want to do also, whoa, gravel. I think what I'm going to want to do is we can set the junk filter on this thing. Void junk true inventory. Let's set the junk filter. So we'll say stone's junk, amber's junk. We don't really care about all these materials right now. Limestone, dirt, lead, redstone, gravel. Anything else in here? I guess cinnabar we won't be getting that many of. What is this one? Entropy infused. So if we get rid of that, that shouldn't clog up our inventory. So we should just be able to run through here and collect all of the different ores that we want. So we're looking for... Oh, yeah, there's some yellow right. Oh, man. Yeah, there's some more stuff here. We are looking for the ores that come directly from this area. Get out of here, guys. Alright, I gotta turn off my magnet because that is just getting annoying. Right, okay. So we're looking for the different ores that you can find specifically in one of these RFTools Dimension. So I'm going to be going through here and looking for that stuff. I guess I can get this ender pouch here and we can start throwing some stuff back into our ME system at home. Ooh, so there's some of the draconium ore. Yeah, we'll just put all this stuff in our ME system. I didn't see any of the new ores that we're looking for. Put all this away. Yep, I think we are good. Awesome. We don't want that magnet back on, I expect. Yeah, so I'm going to go through here. I'm going to mine a bunch of stuff. We're going to be looking for... Why can't I do this? Why is there a tile entity here? I think that's some kind of a glitch, if I had to guess. Unless it thinks there's some ore that's a tile entity. I also saw there was dense diamond ore there, which is pretty cool if we needed diamonds, but we don't. Got your creeper. So I'm going to actually set our tool here to... Where is it? AoE safe mode false. Yep. So I'm just going to go through here and collect a bunch of stuff, see what we can get. I'm seeing a bunch of sparkle things. Here we go, dimensional shard ore. That's what we're looking for. So I'm going to try and collect a bunch of this stuff, and we'll be right back, guys. Alright, guys, so I have cleared out a decent amount of area here. I went all the way down with my max size axe this way, and then I made a turn, and then I went back down this way all the way to where we started. But yeah, as you can see, I went pretty far down here. We had some sand. I had to add sand to our draconic filter. Been killing some mobs. Yeah, as I break out things, gravel falls and then mobs spawn. So I've been dealing with mobs, trying to get rid of them. So I did all this all the way down here, and we only got like 20 or so, yeah, like 20 or so of the dimensional shard ore. So I went up and I was thinking maybe it's too low for that stuff to spawn. It came up here. Oh, there's just so many bats, goodness. Yeah, I came up here and I did one pass all the way through and we got over half a stack. So I don't think doing this all the way at bedrock level is the best way. Probably coming up to like whatever we had, Y16 or so. I might even be better higher up. I haven't done any full testing here. But all the way at bedrock with 2 passes, we got less than half a stack. And at this level, we got at least half a stack. So yeah, I think we're kind of done here with this RFTools Dimension. I kind of wanted to check out what it was like to actually build one of these. It's very similar to doing MODPACK, except it actually requires power. So it's not like you build it once and you're good to go for forever. Which is kind of cool that MODPACK does that, but I think this is way more balanced where like if you put in something special, more origin or something, you have to pay to maintain that. So I'm probably going to be throwing this dimension away. This was just a place to come to check out. I might farm a little bit more of the dimensional shards. I really don't know how much we're going to need, but I do know I need to fortune that stuff and get into like the little pieces and then infuse our machines. Like I said, I don't know if that helps the cost of maintaining a dimension or not. Oh, there's a Thaumcraft note. Is like, what is that? But that's something we will find out in the future. There are a few more things I would like to check out with this mod. Here we go. We'll just pop. Whoops. Okay, I guess we'll do that. That was a mistake, but a happy mistake because we got everything we needed out of there. So let's go ahead and put all this away. Yeah, I'll have to remember to change my my tool back so we don't accidentally our base, because that would suck. Where are the... Did we not get the dimensions? The dimlets? Or did I throw... We got one unknown dimlet and a chest. Maybe that killed all the dimlets. Okay, so maybe that wasn't such a happy mistake. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to go around, see if we can find any better dimlets. I know that we can, in fact, make our own. So that's something else we will look at in the future, too. Because we might not be able to get to the point where we find the UU matter. We might actually have to make it ourselves. And if that's the case, that would be interesting to do, I think. Let's turn the dig depth all the way down and the size. Oh, dig speed multiplier. We'll just turn the size all the way down to a 1x1. Let's check out this one right here, see what else we get. Alright, so we get biome wetland, some unknown dimlets, and then I think we have to empty hand these, right? How do I get those out? Oh, I punch them. Punch, punch, punch. And these are Desert M, Origin, and Polar Chasm Dimlet. Interesting. Alright, well I think we're done with that dimension. I think we're actually at the end of this episode. I went back and I was looking at the footage and yeah, I was talking for a long time before that very first cut, like 20 minutes. But we had a lot of stuff to actually look at and discuss. So yeah guys, that's it for this episode of FTB Infinity. I hope you guys did like it. Hope you guys like this RFTools stuff. Like I said, I'll probably be looking at this a little bit in the future. I would like to make a world out of UU matter. And it appears this is the only way that we're going to be able to do it. So yeah, it's going to be really cool figuring that out. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you did like it. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.